On the news tonight, FCT administration advice against treating infertile couples unfairly. And civil society organization identified as a veritable tool for nation building.
Good evening, and here is the 7 p.m. news on NTA Channel 5 Abuja, the Unity Station. I am Aisha Oba Ali. The Federal Capital Territory Administration has cautioned graded traditional leaders in the territory against harboring any foreigner in the guise of mining activities. The FCT Minister of State, Ramatu Tijani Aliyu, who gave the warning at the 4th security meeting with the Area Council of Graded Chiefs, says it is to guide against insecurity. Ifeanyi Izumba reports.
It's going to rouse the patriotic spirit in Nigeria.
Director of the FCT Archives and History Bureau, Peter Chukwu-Kelly, disclosed that plans are underway to tell the story of the past heroes beyond photo exhibitions and intellectual engagements.
What is lacking right now is digitization. And we are going to make a case for digitization of FCT Archives and History so that we put it on the world map. People can access it from every corner of the world. That is our aim.
I know normally someone will be expecting me to list a high and mighty person, but really my hero is my mom because she inspires me to do the right thing.
With the theme celebrating our heroes past, stakeholders clamor for safer way of keeping records and other archival materials that will benefit the younger generations. Shuaibu Onoze Yakubu, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the role of civil society remains important in any nation. Chidinma Ansanagomo examines the place of civil society organizations in the growth and development of Nigeria.
The role of civil society organization world over cannot be overemphasized. Without the active involvement of civil society organization, many people would have lived in much fear, human rights abuse, social injustice, among others. But how has civil society impacted on Nigerian political and social life of the citizens?
Inability of the members of the society to even recognize the role of the civil society, because most of them see civil society as people who have no work to do. They are just a noisemaker, whereas it's not like that. They are, in fact, the watchdog, of the society, and they checkmate a lot of government policies that are inimical to the people.
They are doing their best, but they are also being infiltrated by some elements of elites who are also trying to coin certain things, because some of the decisions, some of the some of the actions they take, yes, the civil society, they sometimes put sentiment in that, and they are not supposed to. They're supposed to be neutral.
How is the experience like in other countries of the world?
Civil society in the UK, for example, is very engaged with the various issues that are happening within the UK and elsewhere. They have a number of options to do that. They could do that through, joining a political party, or they can do it through a number of voluntary organisations or charities. And I think that's something in the UK that there's quite a lot of people feel an obligation to do something with civil society or with a civil organisation.
Civil society organizations are an important source of information for both citizens and governments, as they monitor government policies and actions, as well as to hold government accountable. Chidinma Ansanagomo, NTA News.
Lack of childbearing in marriages leads to mental torture, as the couples are often tagged infertile. This, medical experts say, is a social health challenge, sometimes resulting from unsafe abortion practices, especially for women, and tube blockages. Serafina Okonomekwe brings us up to speed with the social stigma of infertility in Nigeria.
In Nigeria, once couples are joined in matrimony, it is expected that in 9 months, family and friends should gather for baby naming ceremony. When this is not forthcoming, the woman becomes object of mental torture and humiliation.
Cases where we have what calls postpuerperal psychosis because of the emotion built up when the woman eventually gets pregnant. She's overwhelmed by emotion. When she has the baby, she can go into some psychosis.
God has already spoken it, that there should not be any barren amongst us. So if there is a problem, that means it can be corrected. We go back to the original purpose of God for creating man, to multiply.
Infertility is responsible for lack of childbearing. Globally, the statistics given by reproductive health experts is put at 67% for women and men 33%. But in Nigeria, it is put at 10% for women and 25% for men. The social stigma has made some women go to the point of feigning pregnancy and secretly opting for adoption due to societal pressure, without also looking at the fertility of the man. These experts say it's a big deal.
Like men that smoke, smoking has what we call sperm killers. Let me use that term, sperm killers. Has some chemicals that destroy the sperm, or even when there are sperm, gives the sperm abnormalities such as abnormal shapes. They can have a sperm that has no head or a sperm that has no tail. So all of this cannot effectively fertilize an egg. So that in itself is a problem.
The physical body is given to you by nature. And by natural ordinance, nature has given you those type of food that you use to nurture, to nourish, to take care of the physical body. And if only you can just align with this law of homogeneity, naturally there won't be much problem, including these so-called infertility issues.
According to trado medical practitioners, in Nigeria, issues of infertility are rather seen as spiritual matter and should be treated as such. Again, taking of food and other substances that are not compatible with one's blood group oftentimes triggers allergies.
Medical experts say the body is a product of nature and must be taken proper care of. Certain lifestyles, such as excessive intake of alcohol, smoking, and release of negative energies, practices of unsafe abortions, and many more are the reasons for infertility. Serafina Okun Umekwe reporting.
And figures from the Nigerian Center for Disease Control, NCDC, as of 27th October 2021 indicate 22 new cases of COVID-19 in the FCT. The number of confirmed cases stand at 23,199, while active cases now 2,008. And the number of discharged cases stand at 20,973, and 210 cases have been recorded as death in the Federal Capital Territory. And on sport, CAT declares the Badminton Federation of Nigeria BFN Caretaker Committee illegal as Nigerian Basketball Federation Electoral Committee defies Ministry's directive on the NBBF October 30th elections. Details with Favor Amino on Sports Brief.
In badminton Federation of Nigeria, BFN, has taken a new twist as the federal government high court sitting in Abuja has declared a caretaker committee put in place by the Ministry of Youth and Sports Development to run the federation as illegal, restraining the Francis Obi-led committee from performing any badminton-related functions. To football, Barcelona's head coach, Ronald Koeman, has been sacked by Barcelona after 14 months in charge with the club ninth in La Liga after just 4 wins from 10 games. Koeman replaced Kiko Setiet at the Camp Nou in August 2020. He won Copa del Rey in his first season and has lost 2 Champions League group games so far this season. Elsewhere, Manchester United will face Tottenham this Saturday with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in desperate need of a positive result following the humiliating 5-0 defeat to Liverpool. Spurs are sitting sixth in the league table, edging United by 1 point and 1 place. In boxing, Clarissa Shields tested defeat in her second MMA fight on Wednesday night against Abigail Mons and was immediately criticized by Jake Paul. Shields lost for the first time since she was beaten by Savannah Marshall as an amateur when she was out-wrestled by Mons, ending up on the wrong end of a split decision. With Sports Brief, Fever Aminu, NTA News.
And it's with the Sports Brief we conclude the English version of the news. It's time we hand you over to the translation. But before we go, do remember that the Delta variant of COVID-19 is more deadly. Please adhere strictly to the safety protocols to keep safe. I am Aisha Oba Ali. Good evening.
Agbaje we shaje wo wona yuku jagbedai iwa na baje babedai wo me yusu praise ayuba wono agwa na baje kai gwamnati ekinsin na titin shi bala ba ce asu adagmai wianya ekinsin na ye nge bala yeche to baego nge a shi bai fi ba aji untu na abwaze akuta mana nyibon minister Zazai Ramatu Tijani Aliyu ne bai dabada da ko yin asu adagmai sanu ba bai sase wanyinya untu na abanu kwaibo mba zazalo enkiye kwen ifanya zimba wa bena na baji wada inga asu shi kpake da kizu da nya je saba ji yela wela be mi kan we ngodo inga gwamnati ko fu kan nsasi inga nya kwaji abu yokodu abulo ncheche ya jin abo mbabada azakwai inaku kwanege mbabe nwa akie gi ntu ipa ababo mbabe shi ba shin ya be feche na be manai mba ku ba ntukwo ga ntu ba mo akie kwen shaibo nze yakubu wada ngebe ne be shin be bye sanu abe peye be tu abo kokoi mbabe to abe kokoi wi gbedogwe be shin ko kawe na nko dobu mbache sehwi ba beijing ayefo ekwen ba pa nge aye shitna check mai no bo she be bwa igbagbotu ekenya ba godu nge nyaze abokokwe amu yitabwa nge eyikunu yakpokwe shahun anabaji ajes dai nge atnutu agbodogun tiga gwamnati inyan mbashilo ntu eyiki abigibo itami ya ku ajon ko mwalo kwen mashilo kwen kan aza awe alo kwen gai ko bele nyabwai be kiye kwen nge chidima anso agwomo wona bele sheba we be na baji nge abo mu abejelo agbodogun ye tiga gwamnati nya jilo nazo ko gbogbo na bai baba gwamnati jin na bai wa godo nge atutu mba jile atutu jibata chelo mbata lelo ba majin na bai abwa abeyu ba na gi gwamnati lo naje na bai gwamnati kwashi ba fece tu kwaza ba hwi atutu amma gbaje be jado nsi she kwasi we fi na gbada sai so
masu kallo da sauraron mu assalamu alaikum barkanmu da wannan maraice a takaice kamar yadda aka saba ga takaitattun fassarar labaran yau mai karantawa Yusuf Yakubu. Hukumar birnin tarayya ta gargaɗi manyan sarakunan gargajiya masu sanda na nan birnin tarayyar ƙasa Abuja da su kiyaye baiwa bakin haure damar shigowa birnin Abuja domin yin harkokin haƙar ma'adanai. Wakilar mai ifayin Aizumba ta kawo mana rahoto cewa karamar ministar Abuja Ramatu Tijjani Aliyu ce ta gargaɗi sarakunan a taron tabbatar da tsaron rayuka da dukiyoyin al'umma karo na 4 da ta yi da manyan sarakunan inda suka tattauna muhimman batutuwa akan tsaron birnin tarayyar ƙasa Abuja da ci gabansa. Tunawa da 'yan mazan jiyan ƙasar nan waɗanda suka yi fafutuka da gwagwarmayar kasancewarta don kulalliyar ƙasa ɗaya al'umma ɗaya na buƙatar koyi da kyawawan halaye da ɗabi'unsu na kishin ƙasa, bauta mata da yi wa al'umma da ƙasar hidimar ci gaba bisa gaskiya, amana da tsoron Allah. Wakilin Mushaibu Onoze Yakubu ya rawaito mana cewa an bayyana haka ne a wani taro da hukumar raya al'adu da tarihi ta hukumar birnin tarayya ta shirya domin tunawa da cikar Najeriya shekara 61 da samun 'yancin kai daga hannun turawan mulkin mallaka. Masu jawabi a taron sun yi kira ga matasan ƙasar nan da su bi tafarkin 'yan mazan jiya domin gina ƙasar da tabbatar da ci gabanta. An bayyana gudunmuwar da ƙungiyoyin fararen hula ke bayarwa wajen gina kowace ƙasa a matsayin wata aba mai muhimmanci ga ƙasar da al'ummarta. Wakilar mai cidin ma'ansu na goma ta labarta mana cewa babu shakka ƙungiyoyin na ba da gudunmuwar da in aka rasa ta al'umma za su iya fuskantar rashin adalci, cin zarafi, danniya da murɗiya da sauransu. Duk da ƙungiyoyin na da nasu aibin a wasu lokutan, a Najeriya suna taka rawar gani wajen ba da gudunmawa ga al'umma ta hanyar lura da harkokin gwamnati da aƙidunta tare da aibata ta idan ta yi ba daidai ba ko kuskure. To Allah ya kyauta, ƙarshen labarin namu ne kenan, sai kuma gobe idan rai ya kai.
Ndewo, oge erukwala maka akụkọ ọzọ, akụkọ ụwa nke taa. Aha m bụ Rachel Ifi Ono. Tọọ ntị n'ala nara anyị akụkọ anyị ji bịa n'uhuruchi a. Gọọmenti isi ala anyị adọọla ndị eze ọdịnala ụfọdụ bụ ndị na-anabata ndị mba ọzọ bụ ndị na-egwupụta ihe n'ala aka na ntị. Ifeanyi Ezumba wetara akụkọ na minista bụ aka na-achị steeti Abuja Ramatu Tijani Aliyu kwuru nke a na nzukọ nke anọ ha were maka nchekwa. Onyeisi n'otu jikọrọ ndị eze ọdịnala n'isi ala anyị Adamu Baba Yunusa rịọkwara ka ha gbaa mbọ hụ na udo chịrị n'ime ime obodo. Ime emume maka dike abụrụla nke ahụtara dịka ịkpọ ọdịmma onye ọzọ mkpa nakwa ịchụ àjà nye ndị odogwu anyị. Shuaibu Onoze Yakubu wetara akụkọ na nke a pụtara ihe na ọgbakọ ha were bụ nke ụlọọrụ na-ahụ maka nchekwa akụkọ ihe mere eme chịkọtara bụ nke ha jiri merube emume ịgba afọ 61 nke nnwere onwe ala anyị. Ndị ọkaokwu na ya bụ ọgbakọ kpọkukwara ndị ntorobịa ka ha jikọọ aka ọnụ hụ na ha kwalitere ala anyị. Dịka ọrụ ndị na-ahụ maka uto na mmepe obodo bụ ihe dị oke mkpa n'ala anyị, Chidimma Ansin Angomo lebara anya n'ọrụ otu na-ahụ maka mmepe obodo na ala anyị. Ọ gakwara n'ihu kwuo na ha na-enye aka gbasa ozi maka ndị mmadụ nakwa ndị gọọmenti. O mekwere ka anyị mata na otu a ewepụla ụjọ n'ebe ọha na eze nọ, ebe onye isi ya bụ otu Tony Etim mekwara ka anyị mata na ọrụ ha gụnyere inyocha ihe gọọmenti na-eme mgbe ọbụla. Onye ọma na-ege ntị, ọ kwala ka ọha anyị n'ọnụ bụ akụkọ ụwa nke taa. Chebiri anyị n'ihe oge anyị chi niile. Ndewo.
sì kú déédéé wòyí ìròyìn iléeṣẹ́ amóhùnmáwòrán ìkànnì karùn-ún ti ìlú Àbújá ló dé sí etí ìgbọ̀nyín Bọ́lájí Mátì ni oníròyìn. Ìjọba ìlú Àbújá ti ṣe ìkìlọ̀ fún àwọn lọ́balọ́ba lórígun mẹ́rin ìlú Àbújá wípé kí wọ́n má ṣe gba àwọn àjèjì mọ́ra. Alákòjọpọ̀ ìròyìn Ifeanyi Esumba ròyìn wípé aláṣẹ kejì fún ìlú Àbújá Ramatu Tijani Aliyu ló gbé ìkìlọ̀ ọ̀hún kalẹ̀ níbi ìjókòó ètò ààbò ẹ̀kẹrin pẹ̀lú àwọn àgbààgbà oyè lórí ọ̀nà tí àwọn àjèjì fi ń wa àwọn ohun àlùmọ́nì èyí tí kò ṣe àǹfààní fún ètò ààbò ìlú Àbújá. Bí ó ti ń gbọ̀rọ̀ sọ fún àwọn lọ́balọ́ba, ọba ìlú Abaji Adamu Baba Yunusa nínú ọ̀rọ̀ pinnu láti rí i wípé àwọn lọ́balọ́ba ṣe ohun tó tọ́ kí àlàáfíà jọba. Wọ́n ké sí ìjọba láti rí i dájú wípé àwọn ọ̀dọ́ rí ohun tó yẹ ṣe. Ṣíṣe ayẹyẹ àjọyọ̀ àwọn akọni wa nípa ìfihàn iṣẹ́ takuntakun tí àwọn baba ńlá wa ṣe láì figbákanbọ̀kan nínú. Alákòjọpọ̀ ìròyìn Shuaibu Onase Yakubu ròyìn wípé èyí wáyé níbi gbàgede ìpàtẹ ìtàn èyí tí àjọ ètò ìtàn l'Àbújá ṣe agbátẹrù rẹ̀ fún ayẹyẹ 61 ọdún tí orílẹ̀-èdè gbòmìnira, níbi tí olùdarí ètò Peter Chukwukeli ti sọ nínú ọ̀rọ̀ wípé ètò ń lọ lọ́wọ́ láti ṣe àgbékalẹ̀ ìtàn àwọn baba ńlá wa kọjá pípàtẹ àwòrán nìkan. Ọ̀pọ̀ níbi ètò ọ̀hún ké sí àwọn ọ̀dọ́ láti pawọ́pọ̀ gbé ìgbésẹ̀ tó yẹ lórí àwọn ìtàn gbogbo. Ipa àwọn ẹgbẹ́ tó ń tanná sí ètò gbogbo láwùjọ ṣe pàtàkì púpọ̀ ní orílẹ̀-èdè pátá. Alákòjọpọ̀ ìròyìn Chidinma Hasan Agomo ṣe àgbéyẹ̀wò ipò àwọn ẹgbẹ́ ọ̀hún nínú ètò ìdàgbàsókè orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà. Ó fi yé wa wípé iṣẹ́ tí wọ́n ń ṣe láwùjọ ò ṣeé fọwọ́ tì sí ẹ̀gbẹ́. Láìsí àwọn wọ̀nyí, ọ̀pọ̀ á máa gbé pẹ̀lú ìbẹ̀rù láàrin àwùjọ, bẹ́ẹ̀ sì ni ọ̀pọ̀ ò mọ àǹfààní wọn láàrin àwùjọ bákan náà. Wọn á máa pèsè ọ̀pọ̀ ìwíhùn bí wọ́n ti ń tojú bọ iṣẹ́ ọba àti láti jẹ́ kí àwọn ènìyàn mọ̀ bí nǹkan ṣe ń lọ sí. Tó kì í dùn kó pọ̀ ṣeun ní ọbẹ̀ oge. Títí ìwòye ọ̀la, Ojúmọ́ Ire ni yóò mọ́ wa.